So, can you really teach yourself fashion designing? Yes, you can. It can be done. Almost all aspects of fashion designing involve skills that you can teach yourself, at least to intermediate level. I said this because I started out that way. From pattern drafting to sewing, I learned it all on my own. I was self taught for a long time and I had a lot of clients, even abroad. And a disclaimer before I share the tips that you need, I am not discouraging you from going to fashion school at all. I later went to fashion school and I did not regret that decision because I didn't start at the fashion school from beginner level. It was more of like a way for me to fine tune my skills. So, by all means, go to fashion school if that is going to address your needs at this time, So, but if you're not sure or you don't have the time or resources yet to learn in such a setting, then you can follow these skills to help you as you grow. So the first thing I'll say is that you need to be willing to learn and unafraid to make mistakes. So this route might be longer, it depends on you, but it's also very rewarding, very, very rewarding because it's a personal journey. So everything you learn, you put so much passion into it and you put so much of yourself into it. So you're going to make so many mistakes along the way. But your willingness to go on and your passion to learn is what is going to keep you committed and disciplined. The second thing is that you have to be willing to become your own model, your own mannequin, your own lab rat, because it will take time to build the confidence to sew for others and for others to even be willing to give you their fabric. So any style you want to make, practice with yourself, practice with your own measurement first. When you understand your body, you understand your curves, you understand your edges. From there, you move on to sewing for friends and families, and you have to be open to honest feedback. My sister was my own working mannequin for the longest, and feedbacks were very brutal. We still laughed about it some days ago, and then if it wasn't given, it wasn't given. She wouldn't manage it. She would not mind if I had to take out the seam 1,000 times. She would not accept a dress that had visible mistakes. And this sometimes led to fight, but you know what it did for me? It got to a point where for every outfit I made for her, she would come back with customers or with fabrics because they always loved it. And it built the skill in me to manage difficult clients and also helped me to make sure that I always put out my best work. Once I see a mistake, I'll think that the customer will also see it and complain. So I just fix it to avoid any issues. And it really helped my finishing and my sewing skill. So sew for your loved ones as if you are sewing for paying clients. But of course, when you become a pro, you can start charging them. You cannot continue to offer your service for free. So next, there's so many free resources online to learn from. People post tutorials on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, and other forums every day. And you also need to read books because I read I read a lot of books. And if you want me to make a video about some of the books I read, or just drop something like that, just leave a comment and I'm going to do that for you. So we have so many fantastic YouTubers who don't gatekeep information. You have me, so fantastic. There's Kim Davids, there's Style by Remy, there's So Unique, there's Vivian Okereke, there's So with Ijeoma, so many channels, home and abroad, for you to learn from. You will actually learn a lot, and over time you build the confidence to also sew for other people. So tip 4, you need friends in the business on and offline. Friends who were also fashion designers were very instrumental for me in this journey. I went to them for style analysis to see what was trending, for pricing until I learned that in fashion school. And I intend to drop a video on how to price your work properly at a later time, so watch the space. So I went to them when I needed help with cutting, and they also sometimes referred clients to me, so. And sometimes you can just make friends with one tailor in your area. They can be very, 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 very helpful, I tell you. So I had someone like that I used to go to help me with freehand cutting. One day I went to weave at a shop. That time I was sewing for someone who had a ready-to-wear line abroad. And that was how we developed a relationship. And one day I just went to her, so please, I need this, I need help with this. Can you explain this to me? And she did. So sometimes when you don't find what you need online, you can just go to people to actually show you. Sometimes you need to really see it done to get for you to understand. So lastly, look at ready-to-wear clothes. The ready-to-wear clothes you have in your wardrobe. Look at them to learn about garment construction and finishing and sewing. When I was learning how to do hanging lining, that was what I did. I would take out the seam in all these dresses and look at the technique that they used to sew it. So after checking, I will now stitch back. So it was a very practical way for me to learn and grow my skills. So once you are willing to learn something, you will maximize all the free resources. Every resource you have at your disposal, you will maximize it. So I'd say keep practicing, keep improving your skill. Don't be afraid when people don't trust you with their fabrics. When you become really good at what you do and they begin to see improvements and they begin to see your work, they will come back. I promise you, they will come back.